We miss you guys so much. We wish we could be hanging out with you guys right now, but instead we're in our living room.
Welcome to our house.
Talking to you. Hey, you know, I'm so excited because Brittany actually made me some awesome and hot coffee earlier, and I'm very excited too.
I have my iced coffee because I hate hot coffee.
Yes.
But cheers.
Cheers. Let's try it. Oh my goodness. I just burned my lips.
I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that it was still really hot.
I thought you said it was just warm. Just burned my mail, guys.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I feel like I want to cry.
Don't cry. It's okay. I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you that. Do you forgive me?
I don't know.
Come on. I didn't do it on purpose.
Should I forgive you? Do you guys think I should forgive Brittany?
Yeah? Or no?
Should I forgive Pastor Brittany? You know what? Yes, you know what? I forgive you.
I'm sorry. I should have told you, but thank you for forgiving me.
Now that we have our coffee, we have our Bibles. When I said Bibles, I mean Bibles, right? We have 1, 2. What do you guys have? What do you have right now? Where's your Bible? If you don't have it, grab it right now.
Or maybe you have it on your phone or iPod or iPad.
We need our Bibles for today's Bible story. And we also, I've been keeping clean. Have you guys been using hand sanitizers?
And wipes.
Wipes? Are you guys using any of these? Because I have been using them so much.
You need to make sure.
It's been good.
Oh.
My face?
Not on your face!
Oh, my eyes are burning!
Oh my gosh, Pastor Rodney! You're not supposed to put this on your face!
Oh!
I tell you this every time. He does this every time he puts the Germex on.
You should have told me!
I told you already! You're supposed to know!
Hand sanitizer, not face sanitizer! Oh! I guess I'm supposed to wash my hands?
Yeah, wash your hands with water, and if you don't have it, you use Purell or Germex.
Oh!
But no,
my eyes are still burning! Oh, I'm having a bad day already!
You think that you're having a bad day, but we're not having a bad day because we get to learn our next lesson, Pastor.
Yeah, and we get to hang out with other kids.
I know!
For a little bit. And my coffee's a little bit warm now.
Is it okay now?
It's not hot. It's not super hot. And I still forgive you. I forgive you.
I appreciate it.
So today we are learning about what, Pastor Brittany?
Today we're learning about our series called DIY. Do it yourself. We've been learning about this for the past couple weeks, and it's all about forgiveness and how forgiveness is up to you. Forgiveness, which forgiveness means what? What does forgiveness mean? What do you guys think it means? Forgiveness is deciding that someone who has wronged you doesn't have to pay. Right, Pastor Rodney?
Right. And just like earlier when you gave me my coffee, it was hot. I didn't realize it was hot. And then I took a sip out of it and I burned my mouth. I could have chosen to keep that grudge and be mad and upset at you all day. If not, even longer than that. But I decided, you know what? It is not worth it. I'm going to decide that you don't have to pay for that. And that's what I did.
That's awesome. And it's your decision. You are the person who can make that decision to forgive. And like Pastor Rodney did, he forgave me, which I'm so grateful that he forgave me. Doesn't it feel good when someone forgives you? When you do something wrong? Because we all do things that might not be the right choice. But we would love to be forgiven as well when we make those wrong choices. When we say, I'm sorry, it's nice for someone to say, it's okay, I know you didn't mean it, right? So that's what we're learning. We're learning all about forgiveness and what that means. So like we do every week at Harbor Kids, we're gonna go right into our Live Loud. So let's check that out.
How do you handle getting hurt? I'm not talking about a skinned knee or a cut lip. I'm talking about wounds that dig deeper than that. Someone calls you a name. Your little sister takes your skateboard and wrecks it. Your favorite coach cuts you from the team. Your parents promised you a special trip, but can't afford it now. your so-called best friend doesn't invite you to their birthday party. You start to feel like a mess inside, murky and mad and hopeless. You can't stop thinking about it, about what they did to you and how they should pay. But there's only one way to shine a light in the darkness. When you forgive, you decide the other person doesn't have to pay. You choose to let God take care of it. You say, what you did to me doesn't control me. You free yourself from bitterness. You even give the other person a chance to change. But you don't have to forgive on your own. In fact, you can't. True forgiveness comes from God. He's the one who forgives us of all the wrong things we've ever done. And it's only with His help that we can truly forgive those who hurt us. Then we can say, in your love, I'm free. In your love, I'm forgiven. When you live out forgiveness, others can see God at work in you. And that's why forgiveness is an amazing way to worship God with your life. Because worship is about more than just singing loud. It's all about living loud.
So now that you have seen this video, get your Bibles handy. So today we're going to learn a story from Luke chapter 15, where Jesus is sharing a story about the lost son.
Pastor Ronnie, he was lost?
What?
He was lost?
Yes, it was.
How did he get lost? Was he not using a GPS?
Well, hey, it's not that he wasn't using a GPS.
Did he get lost like on the street, or where was he?
I think he got lost because he left his home. He said to his father, hey, you know what, Dad? I want all my belongings. I want my portion of what you own. I want to leave. I want to leave the house. I want to go out there. I want to go in the world. He did so and went away.
So he wanted everything. He was so selfish.
Yes. You know what? We could say that he was. He was very selfish. He wanted to just have his own life, live his own way, in a way that does not honor God, in a way that does not honor even his father. So he ended up leaving, and now we're going to find out what happened.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke. Chapter 15, verses 11 through 24.
Everywhere Jesus went, crowds gathered. Often He would heal their sicknesses, but He was more interested in healing their hearts. Blessed are those who hear God's word and obey it. Important religious leaders came to hear Jesus, but everybody else did too. Moms and dads, shopkeepers and tax collectors, misfits and other people who did wrong things. The last will be first, and the first will be last. The religious leaders were angry Jesus chose to welcome everyone.
He hangs out with sinners and even eats with them.
Jesus knew the hearts of the religious leaders. They believed that keeping all the rules made them closer to God than anyone else. So Jesus told them a story. There was a man who had 2 sons. Now, if Jesus were telling this story today, it might go a little something like this. They're 2 brothers. We'll call the older brother Will and the younger son Jake. These 2 young men were just a little different from each other.
Father, I finished planting the barley field, cleaned out the cow stalls, and fed the goats.
All before breakfast?
All before breakfast.
Where's your brother?
In bed.
Jake, come get some breakfast.
Oh, is it noon yet? I'm not getting up before noon.
I need you to help your brother rebuild the shed.
Don't we have servants to do that? I'm tired of people telling me what to do. I want to be in charge.
As Jake considered, he realized that one day when his father was gone, his older brother and he would split all of the money, and then he would be at least half in charge.
Why wait? I'll just take my share now.
After breakfast, Jake found his father examining the damaged shed.
I want my share of your money.
Well, you'll get it. One day.
Nope. I want it all right now.
The father studied Jake with sadness in his eyes. Then he decided to let Jake learned the hard way.
All right, you can have your share.
Woo-woo! So Jake took his half of the property in cash, and then he packed up and headed off to travel the world on his own terms.
So long, suckers!
After days of travel, Jake finally arrived in a country where the sun was warm, the breeze was cool, and the lake water was as smooth as glass.
Ah, this is the life.
Jake rented a beachfront villa. Dude ate whatever he wanted.
Pizza for breakfast, Twinkies for lunch, ooh, ice cream for dinner.
He threw huge parties and gave away lavish gifts.
Ooh, Jake, you're like so amazing.
Wow, is this the new SolarWare 2020 gaming system?
Oh, you can have it, I'll get another.
Dude, you are the best.
But soon, a famine swept the land. Food ran low.
Huh. All I've got is ramen. I better go to the store.
Jake checked his money pouch. It was nearly empty.
2 pennies? But I had so much. Hey, anyone have an extra PB&J?
No. Don't bug us.
Jake had nothing left. At last, he was forced to work for a farmer taking care of the pigs.
Soo-wee! Hey, pig.
Jake was so hungry, even the disgusting food scraps for the pigs looked pretty good.
The crust is the best part of the sandwich, right? Or this.
Don't you touch that there banana peel. It's for the pigs.
This is so not kosher.
As Jake crouched down in that miserable mud with those pigs, he couldn't help thinking of home.
My father's servants have more than enough to eat, and here I am practically dying of hunger. I should go home. I will go home. I'll say, Father, I have sinned against heaven, and I have sinned against you. I'm no longer fit to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Jake got right up and headed home. The journey took a lot longer on foot, and he was weak with hunger.
Sinned against heaven, sinned against you. I'm no longer worthy.
At last, Jake reached his hometown. Nobody even recognized him as he shuffled down the road, dusty and ragged.
I'll just sneak into the house the back way.
But as Jake neared his home, he saw someone standing on the porch.
I really hope that's not Will.
In an instant, the figure on the porch leapt down and began to run. The man raced down the walk and flung open the gate.
Wait, it's Dad!
Jake's father ran along the dusty road toward his son.
Dad,
My son!
The father threw his arms around Jake and kissed him. Jake swallowed hard and stepped back.
Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer fit to be called your son.
But Jake's father was too full of laughter and tears to listen to any of this. Instead, he hugged his son again and led him back to the house, calling for the servants.
Quick! Bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger, sandals on his feet. Bring the fattest calf and kill it, and let's have a feast and celebrate. This son of mine was dead, and now he is alive again. He was lost, and now he is found.
Wow, Dad, I don't deserve any of this. I don't know what to say except thank you.
So the father had freely forgiven the younger son. But the story wasn't over yet, because Jake's older brother, Will, you remember him? He was out working hard in the fields, and well, Will would turn out to be far less forgiving than his father.
That was such an awesome story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What did you think? Did you like it? In our story, we saw that the father chose to forgive his son. Now, did his father have to forgive his son? Or could he have just been mad at his son for leaving when he didn't even tell him where he was going and leaving his family behind His father could have been very angry. His father could have chosen to not let him come home, not give him all these wonderful things and bless him, but he chose to forgive him. And that's what God has taught us to do. He's taught Pastor Ronnie and myself to forgive. He's teaching you to forgive. And we learn that through his Bible. That's why we went over our Bible story. To go along with our Bible story, we have a Bible verse that's found in Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. And it says, "Put up with one another, forgive one another if you are holding something against someone. Forgive just as the Lord forgave you."
Let's do this one more time. On a count of 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Put up with one another, forgive one another. If you are holding something against someone, forgive, just as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3:13. Good job, guys! So now, boys and girls, we're going to read together our bottom line for the week. What you've learned today is that no matter what happens, you can forgive. That everyone needs to be forgiven. Okay? Our bottom line for today is everyone needs to be forgiven. Let's say this one more time. Everyone needs to be forgiven. Does that mean that even if somebody on the school bus makes fun of me, that I can forgive them, Pastor Brittany?
It's going to be really hard, but it is the right decision to forgive someone when they do something wrong to you. Now, it doesn't mean that you let people do things that are wrong to you, but it means that, okay, if this person is making fun of me or is being mean on the bus, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my bus driver, I'm going to tell my mom, I'm going to tell my teacher, and maybe they'll assign me a new seat. But you forgive that person, but you have to also protect yourself. But when you forgive, you can even talk to that person and say, listen, I forgive you and for what you've done to me, but it doesn't make it right. And that's why you make those choices to talk to your bus driver, your parents, or your teacher. There are so many different ways we can show people forgiveness, like Pastor Ronnie with forgiving me about the coffee. But everyone needs to be forgiven.
Does that mean I can forgive the kid who calls me the wrong name? Or
Unfortunately, yes, it does mean you need to forgive.
does that mean I can actually forgive the person who does not invite me to sit at the same table?
It means that you should forgive that person. And you know what's the best part is that you aren't forgiving by yourself. God is also helping you make that decision. Sometimes it's hard to forgive, but God gives you the strength and gives you the words to say and to stand up for yourself for those moments when you have to forgive someone.
So boys and girls, that was our bottom line for today. We love you so much. Pastor Brittany and I, we miss hanging out with you. We miss playing Gaga ball with you. We'll see you guys soon, okay? Be safe. Use the hand sanitizer, not in your face. Of course, hands.
Oh.
I just learned that for sure. And throughout the week, we have a challenge for you, okay? There will be certain things that you can do every day, okay? We're gonna challenge you. Tell mom and dad, hey, what is on the description for this video? I wanna know what they are. Every single day, there'll be something that you can do to remind you what this lesson was about today and remind you that everyone can be forgiven.
Challenge accepted? Yeah? Good.
Alrighty. Okay.
And it's also on our Instagram too. So if your mom or dad have Instagram, there are also all the challenges and all those different descriptions that Pastor Ronnie was talking about. They'll also be on there. So you can find it in the YouTube description or the Instagram.
Yes. So if you have not followed our page, our Instagram page, go follow Harbor Kids now so that way you could get updated with everything. We love you guys.
Love
have
you.
An awesome week.
Bye.
Bye.